Live from Raleigh, North Carolina, it's the InfoWars Podcast.
PrisonPlanet.tv.com
Prison Planet.
RonPaul.com
Super Male Vitality.
Ron Paul 2018, 2019
Ron Paul.
Ron Paul every year ArtofTheFed.com
DrainTheSwamp.com.
Okay, so
We're
I'm out of things to say.
we're already off to a very lighthearted and non-serious podcast today.
TheGlobalist.com Stop the Globalist.
Stop the globalist.
FuckSoros.com
Anti-fascist.
Hold on. Yeah. FuckSoros.org. .org, okay?
Test the potency of the SorosMarijuana.com.
BigBulletChili.com
I'm just a character.com.
The Krogs are freaking gay.com. What the hell? Okay. So, did you see on Twitter? I saw it the other day. Alex Jones settled out of court with Chobani.
What was it? Chobani suing him in the first place?
Yeah, for libel or whatever. Because he said something about. Basically, he said the owner of Chobani was a globalist. He was bringing in migrants that were bringing everybody diseases into a factory somewhere.
Well, you remember the Olympics? I think it was 2012. They stopped all the yogurt from Chobani from coming in because it had salmonella or E. coli in it.
Globalist, dude.
Yeah, it is. And also, I've seen the commercials. Have you seen it for Siggy's yogurt? Chobani's out, dude. There's already a new.
Yeah, dude. That's the alt-right yogurt.
That's the alt-right yogurt now.
Yeah, dude. Chobani's such a globalist, liberal, facet.
Does John Stamos still advertise for them?
I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
He's been advertising for Spectrum recently.
Really?
The TV.
I couldn't give two shits about John Stamos, honestly, outside of Parks and Rec. That was him, right?
What?
Oh, no.
Full House.
John Stamos
You're talking about Rob Lowe.
Oh, yeah. Same person, right?
No.
Shit.
Rob Lowe did porn.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm. What, Amy Poehler?
No. A long time ago.
Who's the other chick from Parks and Rec? The first chick that was dating Andy and then Andy dumped her.
And from
The Office. Jim's ex from The Office.
What branch was that?
It
was the one in New York. It's not Nashua. Nashua's New Hampshire.
That was
it was
shit.
Okay.
I just watched that episode too. I literally watched that episode the other night where the branches merge.
Shit. The Office.
I don't know, but she was kind of cute.
Yeah.
I don't know what her name was. I don't even know what her name was in the show because that's how irrelevant she was. Because she was before Pam.
What?
BP. Before Pam.
Okay. Now we have to figure this out. I'm not sure how to figure it out.
Isn't it Harvard?
No.
Damn it.
Branches of Dunwoody.
It's not Syracuse. They had a Syracuse branch. That's not it. Nashua, yeah, that's not I keep thinking Nashua for some reason.
And it's like a not prominent, but it's a good city in New York. Why can I not remember it?
This is derailed quickly.
Shoot.
This podcast.
Okay, they had
It's bad radio.
Utica,
yeah.
Utica.
No, it's not.
It was Utica.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a different one. That's not the one Jim was at. That's not where Jim transferred, I don't think.
Or no, Utica's not. Yeah, Utica, that's where it was.
Damn it, I'm just going to go back and watch the episode tonight and we'll figure it out later.
Dude, that's a, Whoa, no. Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, never mind. Because this isn't correct because it says...
I've lost interest.
It says former branches are in red, but Utica's still in blue.
What do you mean former? What the hell is this, a Dunder Mifflin map?
This is from the beginning.
Hold up. Is Dunder Mifflin a real thing?
No.
Okay.
There was a paper company that they branded their papers Dunder Mifflin for a while.
They had an Akron branch?
Yeah, dude.
I never heard about
Stanford?
that.
Yep. They had Buffalo, Akron, Rochester, Scranton, Binghamton, Syracuse, Utica, Albany.
I've heard of Binghamton.
Pittsfield,
I've heard that
Stanford,
referred to.
Yonkers, obviously New York.
Yeah, right. The
Manhattan,
corporate. Yeah.
Camden and Nashua.
Or what's her name? Jan Levison. Ooh.
No Gould.
She's a MILF.
No Gould. She was really
ass
creepy.
turd.
She was really creepy.
She's a MILF.
Yo, I hope the stream doesn't drop. It dropped last time and I didn't catch it.
Oh yeah, that's.
So I'm gonna
just like me talking here with like nothing happening.
It is.
That's all right. Is it still going?
I think it's still going.
That's good.
This is a great way to start it, by the way.
What were we talking? We were talking about Alex Jones. Okay, so Chobani was suing Alex Jones.
Yeah. That's where we started.
Because he was basically on InfoWars was like, Chobani's CEO brought in a bunch of Syrian people and took all these people's jobs. They took our jobs.
Yeah.
And some factory plant.
Some Alex Jones stuff to say.
Yeah, basically. So they sued him for libel, and like nobody's ever done that before, surprisingly.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh shit!" So he just settled out of court for. I don't even know what amount. They didn't even say what amount.
No.
But like I saw a quote from him on InfoWars one day. He said he would die before he would win or die this case, and this is where he was going to make his stand, and he settled out of court. So
didn't he? Is it Chobani that brought on like the child custody cases, or was that like
no? Chobani was like after that. The child custody case is from his ex-wife or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. He's had sex with so many women before he was 16. I don't know. He probably didn't know who it is.
That dude is.
I'm back on.
It's fake. It's all
no,
fake.
I'm back in because he did a segment the other day about vaccines and how like vaccines are like giving kids cancer and autism. And like how like it's being pushed by the globalists. And
he was like the first person I ever heard of that started saying stuff like that.
Yeah, even though like the whole segment was about like pushing like iodine that he sells, I was like, no, ignore that.
It's not the
focus on the facts.
Yeah,
focus on the quote unquote facts. I'm like, yeah, I'm back in on Alex Jones. I'm back in. I was out, now I'm back in.
I haven't seen a lot of stuff, but I have seen some studies linking like childhood vaccines to autism and developing autism later in childhood.
How do you explain like childhood cancer and autism? Like it didn't happen back in the
I'll tell you
day.
what, I had this conversation.
What's been different?
I had a conversation with Ozzy at work where I used to work, and
Ozzy Osbourne,
Osmond Austin,
going crazy on the crazy train
from New York. He's Turkish, but he's from New York.
All right.
Anyway, he was saying his mother was a nurse, and they lived in New York. He was born probably mid-late 60s.
Yeah.
And so she was a nurse before that, like 20, 30
right.
years. And he showed me this one, I don't even know what to call it. It's a live graph starting in 1942 of all the nuclear detonations ever recorded. And he was like, before my mom working as a nurse, before like 1940, they had no idea what cancer was.
Yeah.
He's like, they had no idea.
It's either because people died so early in their lives they didn't have a chance to get cancer, or that cancer wasn't a thing back then. I don't know which one.
Well, the thing is, too,
you didn't die of cancer like in the Little House on the Prairie or the Oregon Trail. You never died of cancer. You just died because dysentery. Yeah.
Pooped your guts out.
Yeah.
And
or you got ran over by a horse, or somebody killed you in a duel. Like
you didn't live. You didn't live very long. And with all the medical studies that were going on,
but very few.
They did some crazy stuff.
I don't know, but I don't think cancer was a thing back then. I think cancer's like a 21st century type thing.
Yeah, it has to do with
It has to do with the food we're eating. Like McDonald's definitely gives you cancer. Like a Big Mac, like that's colon cancer. Like that's special right there.
Listening to the radio gives you cancer.
Yeah, TV gives you cancer.
TV gives you cancer.
Especially reality TV.
Having a phone close to your head gives you cancer.
Yeah, I've heard of it causes infertility, like having it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Your sperm don't swim as good.
I kind of believe. I've also heard that Mountain Dew causes like lack of sperm count. Yeah. But I like the people who are
not having kids because
the dudes I see like addicted to their phone and addicted to Mountain Dew don't seem to have any problems knocking up people.
Those are the ones that don't have sex.
No. No.
I've heard the microwave stuff, like microwaves, like if you get too close. Like that's what my mom always told me, like don't get too close to the microwave when it's going off.
Well, it should...
Because it'll give you brain cancer.
The way to test your microwave...
Like pretty sure, I learned in school that microwave's not even ionizing radiation.
The thing, it's not.
It's not ionizing radiation.
The thing with radiation in microwaves, there's a way to test to see if it's sealed. And you put your phone in it, you don't turn it on. You put your phone in the microwave and you call your phone, and if it can actually get signal, it's leaking. Like, it's not sealed.
What?
Seriously.
What?
Put your phone in the microwave.
No.
I'll put my phone in the microwave.
I'm not doing that. You're gonna like break my circuit board.
Call my phone. Call my phone.
Okay. So we're sitting here in the kitchen. He just put his phone in the microwave. So because this is radio, it's not TV. Hold on, I gotta find your number. I don't ever call you.
No, I don't ever call anybody.
Yeah, who calls anybody nowadays?
I don't answer when people call me.
Yeah, it's weird. I just like hit hang up and I'm like, I text him like, what's going on? What the fuck's up?
I don't
like,
even do that. I hit the volume button.
Okay, I'm calling you.
I hit the volume button so it stops ringing. See, look, nothing.
It still says calling mobile. Oh, that's because it's not going through, so it's not even like...
It's not going through. The phones are probably 3.5 feet away, and it's not going through.
That's asking me for a voicemail.
My phone isn't moving or doing anything. It's not on silent.
No, yeah, it's just dead in there. So you gotta get a microwave. What brand is that?
Whirlpool.
Alright, so if you're gonna buy a microwave, buy a Whirlpool.
That is terribly branded. Microwave.
That's a good marketing campaign. If I was trying to sell microwaves on like QVC or something, I would just do that thing right there, like put somebody's phone in there.
It doesn't even say that I have a missed call from you yet.
And I would have like Billy Mays do it. Rest in peace.
But also, Brandon.
Billy Mays here for Whirlpool microwaves that are radiation proof.
You know them from washing machines, and like water and microwaves don't mix. That's like having Whirlpool toasters.
What?
Because like the comical thing is always like, oh, throw a toaster in the bathtub and it'll electrocute somebody. Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, like throw the Whirlpool toaster in your Whirlpool like jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi.
Yeah. By the way, that's going to be a life goal for me to have a jacuzzi in my house.
Inside the house.
Like replacing the bathtub. Like there is no bathtub in my house. It's just a jacuzzi.
I will replace my bathtub with an Olympic swimming pool.
Like the jacuzzi's there and then the toilet's right next to it.
Just because I live at the Olympic Training Center doesn't mean it doesn't count.
True. Yeah. Speaking of Olympics, going back to Chobani, because Chobani sponsors the Olympics. So Alex Jones, punked out, sold out.
Here he is on Twitter right now.
That dude's like, I get Facebook notifications for him every single night, like twice a night, him going live on a video about like, breaking news, the revolution has to step up against the Trump impeachment. There will be a revolution if Trump's impeached. I'm like, I don't know about that, man. Like, the Trump bikers and, like, I don't know.
He's the type of dude who's, like, so invested in his work and he doesn't have any friends or anything. So whenever he has to say something, he has to go live on Facebook.
Hey, he's got plenty of friends, okay? He's got Roger Stone.
Roger Stone. And
he's got that dude with the long hair that's always pushing the medications that he's, like, the iodine and the whatever else he sells on there. Iodine's the key to life.
It is.
Did you know that?
That's why Alex Jones is
Did you know
so
iodine's
healthy.
more important than oxygen?
When was Alex Jones ever, like, the image of physical fitness?
Always. If I could have the body like Alex Jones, like, I'd be happy.
He looks like a slightly larger Danny DeVito.
He's like a taller Danny DeVito with a bigger BMI.
He's like a medium size. Like, if Danny DeVito's a small person, he's like a medium person.
So I watched that on Netflix. There's a new documentary about Roger Stone. Alex Jones was on it several times.
I saw that.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
That was woke. I got woke after that. I felt woke as fuck.
Kind of. I mean, it didn't really say anything I didn't already know.
Yeah, I didn't know Roger Stone was, like, a huge player back in the day. I always thought he was a hack, but, like, apparently he was a big player in the Reagan administration. Like, he started, like, the first ever super PAC.
Yeah.
Basically. Like, it was him and
not even that.
Paul Manafort.
He's the reason why it's named PAC. It was called the NCPAC, NCPAC.
Yeah. He's like the OG, like, political scumbag.
When they were detailing about the actual, like, organization, it's like, how was it so blatant in front of everybody, but they couldn't stop him?
Yeah.
It was wild. And now everybody has a super PAC.
Well, I remember, like, the whole thing, like, even Trump said it, like, that was his dude back early in the beginning. But then it got to the point, like, you're not going to become president if he's actually on your staff. Because, like, he was calling, like, people the N-word on CNN and stuff like that. So, like, he had to fire him, but, like, apparently he was, like, he's, quote-unquote, the shadow campaign manager.
His Roger Stone's dude was working. He was
Paul Manafort.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Manafort ran the campaign during the convention.
Yeah.
I remember the stuff coming out about Manafort, how he, like, basically funded, like, dictators in Africa.
Yep.
I was like, oh, fake news. But then, like, watching that documentary, like, oh, that went back to the Reagan administration. I'm like, maybe not so fake.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, the only thing, and then the biggest thing I got out of that documentary, because, like, I knew Roger Stone was a weird-ass dude, just, like, hearing him on InfoWars, and, like, it was basically just, like, a hack job, like, him being on InfoWars was just to, like, play people, like, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't believe anything he says, he doesn't have any moral beliefs, he's just, like, kind of going with the winds. And I guess that's kind of how Trump is, if you really think about it. But the biggest thing I got out of that documentary was, like, in 2000, when George W. Bush won against Al Gore, there was a third-party candidate, kind of like what the Libertarian Party is now.
Yeah.
I forget what the Reformist or something like that. There was a dude named Ross Perot that was running for president again with George W. Bush and Al Gore.
He ran like every term.
Yeah, but like he's the one that cost Papa Bush the election because he stole enough votes from one state where it swung it to Bill Clinton. So everybody was kind of worried about that, like, oh man, like could the third party cost George Bush again? Because there was a lot of like conservative people, just like the Libertarian Party is now. So basically, Roger Stone got Ross Perot to run. Then he got Donald Trump to run for third party, or not to run, but to talk about running.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump would go out there and be like, I'm thinking about running third party, but Ross Perot's an anti-Semite, he's a racist, he's a really bad dude, he's a douchebag. And like that's what Trump was doing. And then eventually, right before the election, Trump's like, no, I'm not going to run. So basically, Trump like slandered that guy so much, like publicly in the media, to where that dude couldn't possibly like have a chance.
Yeah.
So... And Trump was, like, labeling that dude the same way Trump's being labeled right now by people, like, as an anti-Semite, a racist, blah, blah, blah. He was throwing that on that dude. So basically they say that's what cleared the path for W to win the election. So in essence, Donald Trump cost 9/11. And Roger Stone.
Yeah.
If you want to put it that way.
If you want to make that draw.
I'm gonna make that connection. I'm gonna connect those dots.
Make the connection.
I'm gonna connect those dots and make a So basically, Donald Trump caused 9/11. Maybe did he do it on purpose?
Roger Stone caused 9/11.
True. If you want to connect one more dot, go back to Roger Stone. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that documentary is real. That's like the best documentary I've seen on Netflix in a long time. Since like Blackfish.
In a long time, Blackfish was wild.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Fuck SeaWorld. In Shamu. Screw that, man.
No, I'm not for it.
If I go back to SeaWorld, I'm like sneaking in like a protest or something. I'm gonna go to like every single Shamu show that day because they do like 6 shows a day.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit there and like protest the Shamu shows.
I heard one of them was closing though.
I know this. They're gonna stop doing whale shows after like this year. Like they'll still have whales on site because you can't just like go put a whale that's been living in a tank for 5 years in the wild. It'll die in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
But they're going to stop doing, like, the performances and whatnot in the shows.
I saw a video today on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it was a dude messing around on the beach, and 2 orca whales just kind of slid up and knocked him over and ate him.
Damn, yeah.
And
that's
it was
what
like...
they do. That's what they do.
I want to believe it's not real, but the quality wasn't great, and it looked kind of old. And also, there was just a lady screaming the whole time.
Yeah.
They like before anything happened, like he was kind of just walking out in the ocean.
So he's just like walking out to the ocean swimming, like all of a sudden like
no, he just kind of walked up to the shore. Everybody knew that an animal was around, and they were like clearing out, but he kind of like walked in a little bit, and you could see just something come up and just like.
How can they get that close to the shore? They're that like.
They weren't that big, but they were pretty big.
Well, I mean, they're like a couple of thousand tons.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen Shamu?
Well, he's not that big.
Shamu's pretty freaking big.
No, I'm saying these whales weren't that big.
Oh, okay. They were
maybe like 15 feet long.
Pretty sure SeaWorld gives their killer whales steroids. Human growth hormones.
Super male vitality.
Yeah. To get big.
Yeah.
You know, because that splash zone's got to be big for the kiddos to get some splash in the Shamu show.
Sell the t-shirts. Sell the towels.
I remember, like, every night, I've been to SeaWorld quite frequently, okay? A lot. I've been there a lot.
Very a lot.
Every night, they would do, like, a special Shamu show. Unlike the other Shamu shows. They would have fireworks at the end. It'd be very patriotic. Like, Shamu would jump out of the water, and, like, there'd be, like, American flag, like, LED lights, like, onto the screen. Like, It was very patriotic. Like, you left there like, hell yeah, America. It was like a Donald Trump rally. It was like a very patriotic thing. There was fireworks at the end. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
We were talking about shampoo and shit. It was weird. Like, you just felt very patriotic, though. Like, you're watching a killer whale show, but you felt patriotic at the end. Because that's what, like, SeaWorld's all about.
I never saw.
And it was like, and SeaWorld's owned by Anheuser-Busch, which owns Budweiser. So of course it's American. It's America.
It's America.
It's America. I mean, that's what Budweiser was called for a while. It's called just America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very patriotic. So you're basically not a patriot if you don't like to see killer whales captive and performing for human entertainment, you're basically a communist if you don't like that. I mean, basically.
Have you seen... Did you ever watch that show Top Gear?
Hell no.
They had...
Is it Joey from Friends on it now?
No, that's the American Top Gear. It started out as a British show.
From the BBC?
If you saw the British one, you would be like, oh, I understand why the American one is so terrible. But now...
I don't feel like that about The Office.
It's the opposite for The Office.
Oh, really?
But the main character, Jeremy Clarkson, is like... He speaks his mind. He's kind of a big, open person.
Kind of like us.
He has said and offended people so many times. The show's been threatening to get canceled. And finally, it didn't get canceled. They ended up having a fight and he quit because he punched the director in the face.
Okay.
And so then he was like, they were going to fire him. And then the other two co-hosts were like, well, we're not going to do the show if he's not with us. So they went to Amazon and do their own show now.
Oh,
but
really?
what I'm getting at is they had... They had a test track and they had disguised F1 racer who would drive all the cars and set a benchmark. But in the new show, they have the American. And it's just an American dude. He's like a professional driver.
Yeah.
He just goes over all these European cars and just says everything's communist. He's like...
That sounds awesome.
He's like, what? It doesn't have a V8? Is it a communist car?
He's just like looking at Mercedes-Benz. He's just like, wow, that's a freaking Nazi car right there.
Yeah.
It pretty much is because Mercedes-Benz funded the
Volkswagen.
Nazi army. Oh, was it Volkswagen?
Volkswagen was... the first Volkswagens were military cars. They were designed by Hitler.
Shit. Well, stay woke. I saw a documentary one time that said that Ford stayed in Germany during the World War II.
Funded the Third Reich.
Yeah. So
he also
basically you're a Nazi if you drive a Mustang.
He also invented Kingsford charcoal.
Cough. Oh, there's a Mustang driver in the podcast here.
You drive a Mopar.
So you're basically a Nazi. I drive Dodge, dude. That's American as hell. That's as American. You can't get more American than Dodge.
Obama bailouts? Really?
Hell, freaking Ford took him before Dodge did.
Ford was
took him. Yeah, no, Ford's give me.
It was GM and Chrysler.
Ford was like, dude, we got the Fiesta. Ford Fiesta's coming out next year. We need the bailout.
Ford didn't even admit to it until years later. And there's still people who don't believe they took any money, but they did.
They did. Everyone did.
Did.
Even Toyota took some.
Yeah. They're made
but
in Georgia.
Ford was like, dude, the Ford Fiesta is launching next year. We have to we can't. The Ford Fiesta is so groundbreaking. We can't rob the public of it.
We can't afford to not have the Fiesta.
Yeah. Dude, Dodge has definitely been the best out of those three that came out of the bailout.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
For sure.
Their cars are still unreliable. They break down.
What do you call a Chevy?
They broke. They don't. Dodge doesn't have trucks anymore. Ram is its own separate brand.
No, it's just the same thing. That's like Jordan and Nike.
No, it's not.
You're fucking
because
splitting
Jordan
hairs.
is still a Nike.
You're splitting hairs.
They've separated themselves from Ram. They've separated themselves from the Viper. They have no draw except the Charger, which is the cop car.
Challenger.
And the Challenger. The Challenger is the one sports model. They have the Hellcat. The Chargers that the cops drive are garbage. They break down. They're unreliable.
Whoa. Are you trying to be against the blue here?
You remember when? No, because remember when the cops had
this
Crown
is
Victorias?
That's some Black Lives Matter.
Shout out to every police station that bought a Crown Victoria. It was the best investment in their life. Because you know what happened? They had them for 10 years, drove them forever, and sold them as taxis. And they still run forever. Every taxi you see used to be a cop car.
Yeah. So what do you think the cops should drive?
They should have stayed with
Mustangs?
Crown Victorias. They work so...
Is that even a car company anymore?
It's a Ford.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Jeez, dude.
I don't know anything about cars.
Make the Crown Vic. They don't even sell that car anymore. They continued to make it just to sell to cops because they wanted them so bad.
Anyhow, as far as the big three bailout, Chevy, Ford, Dodge...
Chevy's doing the worst.
Yeah, Dodge is doing the best, though.
No.
Ford is putting out some crap the Fiesta, the Fusion.
The Fusion's not crap.
The Fusion's crap.
No.
The Fusion's crap.
We can disagree that Chevy's the worst. You're also not a car person.
I don't know. Monte Carlo's pretty nice. Corvette.
They don't make a Monte Carlo anymore.
They don't make those anymore?
No.
Shit.
Not for 10 years, dude.
What about the
Over 10 years.
Chevy Equinox?
Ugh.
That's nice. That's a nice car.
Front wheel drive. Sideways V6.
You're spitting out fake news here.
It's garbage, man.
You're like the fake stream media right
garbage,
here. Spitting
man.
out just fake news.
And Dodge doesn't even have Cummins anymore.
What the hell's Ford done? Ford's not done anything innovative.
F-150 is the greatest selling truck of all time. Greatest selling car of all time.
We're not talking about trucks.
And continually, every year, the greatest selling car of all time.
F-150 is its own brand.
No, it's not.
Just like Ram's its own brand.
Ram is its own brand.
No,
F-150 is not its own brand.
It's clearly Dodge. Like,
no, it's not a Dodge.
Okay, are you trying to... So it's like Shelby Mustang a different thing than Ford?
No.
And then how's Ram Dodge different
It's
than
not
Dodge?
a Dodge. It's not a Dodge. It's a Ram
you're
truck.
hurting my head right now.
It's not a Dodge truck anymore. Dodge does not make trucks. Ram is the company that makes trucks now.
It's the same thing.
Technically, but no, it's not a Dodge.
I gotta move on.
Nowhere on the truck does it say Dodge. No, nowhere.
What else do we have to
But
talk
also,
about?
have you noticed this? Hyundai and the Genesis, they're trying to do that with... They're trying to make Genesis the brand.
I don't pay attention.
It's a
to
crappy
Hyundai.
Korean car, but they're trying to make Genesis the brand.
Shout out to Kim Jong Un. When's that dude gonna like not be president or whatever he is in North Korea?
In like 20 years when he dies.
You don't think we're gonna kill him before then?
No, we don't need to.
You think Trump won't go in there and be like, blow that little dude off the face of the earth?
We really don't need to.
No, I guess not. I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like comic relief and like the like state of like national affairs.
It'd be
North
like
Korea's like comic relief.
It'd be like what happened in Syria a couple weeks ago, but like a million times worse. Where everybody would be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah,
I can't believe you attacked North Korea." And everybody would be like, "We don't like Americans anymore because of what they did to North Korea."
Really?
Everyone.
You think?
Everyone.
Do people care that much about North Korea?
Russia and China do.
Obviously, we don't give a shit what they think because we bombed Syria, so we don't care what they think.
We only did that because they don't want to admit their involvement there. They won't attack us because of what happens in the Middle East.
Yeah.
They'll let that play out by itself.
Dude,
But
the Middle East is such a freaking... We just need to, like... America, Russia, and China just need to go in and just, like, take over the Middle East. So just kill everybody. Take them all out.
No.
And we need to divvy it up. Like, China has a little bit of Saudi Arabia. We have a little Saudi Arabia. And Russia has a little Saudi Arabia. Divvy it up. Just divvy it all up. Because that would just bring peace to the world. Because the Middle East is like the center of all strife.
No.
Yeah, we just need to go in there and divvy it up. Like Iraq, China has a little bit. We have a little bit. Russia has a little bit.
No.
Because these are the only three countries that matter. Maybe Europe gets in the mix.
No, they don't get anything. Screw them.
They're one big thing now, right? The EU.
They've been at one big thing.
So that's fine. You can bulk package.
Remember?
They get a little bit.
Remember Brexit?
Yeah. What happened to that?
It didn't happen because it was stupid, and they didn't think it would pass.
No, it wasn't stupid. It was like patriotic. Alex Jones said so.
It was not patriotic.
Alex Jones said it was like conservatism coming back.
That, in essence, was like Texas saying, we're going to secede from the Union.
Basically.
And everybody's like, I mean, you could do that, but okay.
England, like, the UK is basically like, we're going to, like, just go off the currency we've been on for the last, like 20-something years, like 30-something years.
That would be, like...
And they're just like, oh, wait, there's no economy now.
If that happened to North Carolina...
Yeah.
We would lose all of our government funding, all of our government jobs, all of our government health care.
That would just be like North Carolina. We're not part of this economy anymore.
You'd need a passport to leave North Carolina.
Yeah.
And we would literally go bankrupt.
But according to Alex Jones, the EU in the first place was like bad. Like having an EU to begin with was bad.
Well, it was
because it was very globalist.
It's very different because
it's very globalist.
Because it was a lot of different cultures and territories coming together as one when it didn't really work for every territory.
Right.
But it's lasted.
It's kind of racist if you think about it to assume that all those white people in Europe were the same and they could just like coexist in one government and one economy. It's kind of racist.
It's kind of the opposite, though.
It's kind of racist because you're just assuming all these white people, all these white Europeans are the same people.
No, they're not.
They could like just lump them all together.
They're not all.
And there was no diversity.
And they're not all Europeans.
Well, okay, most of them are Muslim.
No, no.
That's what the whole Brexit thing was about because of the Muslims, right?
No.
Because like the invasion of Europe. That's what Alex Jones said.
Kind of.
Yeah, like they were like sick of like all the immigrants coming in. So like, no.
Well, that's why it passed. That's why it passed because they got all the old white people, and they're like, if you don't vote for this, they're gonna let Muslims come into your country. And they're like, oh, we don't want that. So then they voted, and they're like, let's leave the union.
So since Brexit, has there been a terrorist attack in the UK?
I think probably.
No.
There's one like every day.
In France, in Germany, not in the UK, not in England.
Well, England isn't just... The UK isn't just England.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's the same. Just like France and Paris are the same thing. Like, you hear... Like, there's no difference.
It's like saying Raleigh and North Carolina are the same thing, dude.
Well, it is.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. Like, if anything...
Raleigh is North Carolina. North Carolina is not Raleigh.
If anything happens in France, where does it happen?
I don't know.
In Paris?
No.
If anything happens in the UK, where does it happen? England.
What?
Yeah, basically.
Ba-
If anything happens in America, where does it happen? New York or LA?
Basically. We just have to finish everything with basically. Or allegedly.
Allegedly. Oh, this is just satire. This is a character.
This is a character.
I'm a character, at least. I don't know about you. You might take this seriously. I'm a character.
Nah.
But I'm not, though. Only at times. It's up to you to decide when I'm not a character.
I don't know if I ruined this or not.
Did you screw it up?
No, we should still be good.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you watch the Celtics Cavs game the other night?
I did.
You did? Really?
It's on. They're playing tonight. Aren't they?
Who cares, though? Oh, I see the YouTube stream there.
That was basically the recap of the game. Like, I had some people over here watching it, and I was like, this is just a preview of what's going to happen.
You had people over here watch the game without me?
Well, we had Bible study on Wednesday night. We went to Locked and Loaded to get food, and then they were like, yo, you want to watch the game? I was like, I guess. And then,
I thought you just had, like, some dudes over and, to watch the game and didn't invite me.
No, I don't know people like that.
I was, about to say, yeah. Like, why you don't know people like that? Like, what the fuck, you didn't invite me?
Yeah, my dad and my brother don't care about basketball, so they wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah.
So, I don't have dudes that come over. Yeah, I had dudes. We were, on Twitter.
The bros came over.
The bros came over.
The game, dude.
Literally, my brother.
My brothers in Christ came over and watched the basketball.
Yeah.
We watched LeBron James just, whip ass.
Dude, it was intense.
In Christ, though. In love.
It was all in Christ, though.
Yeah,
Christ.
That's going to be a sweep.
Yeah.
The Warriors are going to sweep the Spurs.
Without Kawhi, no problem.
Yeah, that first game.
God, that was so tough to see.
If Kawhi wasn't hurt, they would have won easily.
Easily.
Because it was a close game with Manu Ginobili out there and Patty Mills taking the shot.
They still almost won.
Yeah. And it's dude, the Warriors are out here messing around with Manu Ginobili and Patty Mills and struggling with them. What the hell?
See, this is my point. Looking at that game, now you can see that Kawhi was the MVP.
Of the league?
Yeah, for regular season. He was the most valuable player to his team.
He's the second.
Who's first?
Westbrook.
The reason why I can't say Westbrook is because there's a difference between the most valuable player and being the only player.
There's a difference between being a lotto team and being in the playoffs, and that was Westbrook.
But the problem with Westbrook is he's the only player.
Yeah, how's that a problem? So what?
If he was still playing,
he was the only player, and he was the best player at the same time in the league.
If Golden State only had Curry and he shot threes all night and scored 60 points a game, would he still be the MVP?
No, but he wouldn't do that because the argument always with him is that he plays with Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. That was even the argument last year. Now he plays with Kevin Durant. But the thing was he would never do that by himself. He's only like that because he plays with guys like Klay Thompson and Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala.
Even still, Russell Westbrook, the MVP, couldn't even handle being in the playoffs.
It's definitely not James Harden. He ruled that out. But that Game 6 against the Spurs, he ruled out the fact that he's an MVP. Yeah, it's definitely not him. LeBron. Shit. It could be LeBron because LeBron's playing out his freaking mind.
And that's the thing. It's I think people are just saying, we can't say LeBron's the MVP anymore.
Yeah, it gets boring. It's redundant. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like saying Dale Jr. is the most popular NASCAR driver. It's redundant.
But the thing,
giving an award every year.
With Russell Westbrook coming into the season, he was on the team by himself. He had to take all that responsibility. He had to be that person.
That's what LeBron. That's what LeBron had to be for several years in Cleveland. Although LeBron had way more success. LeBron went to NBA Finals and Eastern Conference Finals, whereas Westbrook didn't even get out of the first round.
Yeah.
But Westbrook, the thing is, the stats that Westbrook had, averaging a triple double for a year.
Kevin Durant is a better MVP than Russell Westbrook. Remember last year when they were on the same team, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, and lost.
But they got there, didn't they?
Hold up, with Kevin Durant on the if the rules were reversed and Westbrook went to the Warriors for whatever godforsaken reason, and it was Durant left on OKC, would Durant average a triple double a game?
Probably.
Nope.
Because who would be playing point guard?
I don't know.
Who's the dude who's their backup point guard? He's not Russell Westbrook.
No, definitely not. Nobody has Westbrook.
In the past, not this season, but the season before and the 2 seasons before that, we've seen Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was always a bigger name than Russell Westbrook was.
Do you watch ESPN?
Barely.
Have you ever seen the show Numbers Don't Lie?
No.
Numbers don't lie, apparently, according to ESPN. And Westbrook averaged a triple-double the entire season.
He's the second person to do that, and the first
No,
person.
no. He's the first.
No, he's not.
Who's the second?
Oscar Robertson.
That was back in
He didn't win the MVP.
That
either.
was back before white people could play.
What?
I'm getting baseball confused, like back before black people could play. Like, you know how people say that, like baseball stats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like flipped it on you.
But no, he was the second person to do that.
It doesn't.
He
matter,
set the
though.
record for the most triple doubles in a season.
Kobe didn't do it. LeBron didn't do it. MJ didn't do it. It's pretty freaking awesome if you do it. If those three don't do it,
it's awesome if you do it, but I don't know.
That makes you the best that year.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't.
Kawhi Leonard's not better than Westbrook. Kawhi Leonard's great. He's not even better than LeBron.
Saying,
in that MVP race, no.
I'm saying
he's third.
You look. He's second.
He's tied for third. With Harden.
You look at the series so far, and you say, okay, with Kawhi on the team, they give the Warriors a game. Without Kawhi, they have nothing.
No, without Kawhi, they're still at the Western Conference Finals. With Kawhi, they don't have a chance in the Western Conference Final. With Kawhi, they have a chance. But they still get there without Kawhi.
You look at the Rockets and OKC, and you say, OKC with Russell Westbrook, they don't have a chance in the finals.
No.
Rockets with James Harden, they don't make it past the second round. Without him, they're not even close.
Well, James Harden is such like a choker. He was even a choker back when he was on OKC in that finals. Like, he disappeared. So he's not a big stage guy. He's a regular season first game of the first round guy.
Kawhi is either in second place or tied for second. LeBron's the MVP. It's either Kawhi or Russell in second.
No, it's Westbrook, LeBron. Tied for third is Harden and Kawhi. I'll give the edge to Kawhi just because his team was better. And then fourth is like Durant or Curry. I mean, anybody from Golden State. Didn't matter.
Durant's not even close.
All four of those guys are equal. Like Durant, Curry, Thompson, and Green are all like equals to me. They're the same type of guy on their team.
Dude, Durant's falling off this season.
Durant's just like.
It's exactly what I showed you.
He's not like
it's exactly what I showed you. They didn't need him. They needed him to not be on OKC.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
they needed him to not be anywhere else.
Like, basically, like, just taking him like gets rid of your biggest competition.
He's gonna hang out with the Warriors for a couple seasons and not really do much. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be good.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be a superstar.
Like, even losing all those players they had to lose just to sign him for cap room.
And then,
if they were not even to play him a single game the whole year, like, their team was better because they got rid of the threat of OKC.
They did.
Because OKC was going to be just as good as them or better than them in the coming years.
It's the same thing with Kawhi Leonard on the Spurs. They didn't, and I'm not saying they did it on purpose, but the threat is gone now that Kawhi's gone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The threat with OKC is gone as soon as
because Aldridge isn't that guy. Patty Mills isn't that guy. Manu's not that guy. I mean, he was the guy on the team, but...
Yeah. He was the guy. He had a solid team, and he was the guy.
Yeah.
OKC didn't have a solid team.
If he was still healthy and, like, they won game 1... Even if they lost game 2, but they wouldn't have gotten blown out game 2. That series would be interesting. Now it's just going to be a sweep.
It doesn't matter yet.
Yeah, I'm just ready for
the
Cavs,
NBA
Warriors next month.
Don't matter at all.
They haven't mattered for a long time. When's the last?
Since LeBron was on the Cavs.
Yeah.
The first time. When LeBron was on the Cavs the first time.
Because he was still like, he lost to Boston. He lost to Orlando. Magic.
Watching young LeBron and the Cavs go to the finals was interesting.
That happened once, though.
That's what I'm saying. That was the last time it was interesting.
Maybe. I don't know. The year Orlando Magic went was pretty interesting.
When Kobe won. Last time Kobe won. 09, 08, 09.
I mean, the Mavericks beating the Heat was pretty interesting.
That was good.
That was pretty interesting because you were like, how are the Mavs here?
Last time the Spurs one was interesting.
And it was like the one, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
That was only the finals.
Lost their first finals.
It wasn't the playoffs. It was only the finals that was interesting.
Yeah. The first round of the NBA playoffs is the most ridiculous thing in the world because it has no relevance.
Not at all.
It's just like it's a warm up to the actual playoffs, which is the second round or the conference finals. The conference finals is when the actual playoffs start.
Yeah.
This year we just don't even have that. We have the final. Maybe we have the finals, hopefully.
And watching the Cavs play the Celtics, you can see why they didn't care about the 1 seed.
Talk hockey to me a little bit. What's happening? I know at Ovechkin, they choked.
He's out.
They choked.
Of course.
So it's the Penguins.
Yeah.
So they're going to win it all, right? Because that was the whole thing. Like, whoever wins Capitals, Penguins, that's basically the cup right there.
I wouldn't say that.
I saw the Mighty Ducks. The Mighty Ducks played the other night.
Every single series was whoever beats the Penguins is the best. Not the best as far as
nobody beat
the
them.
most talented, but they're the coolest people ever because they make it interesting. It's pretty much like if anybody could beat the Cavs, the finals would be interesting.
Just to let people know, I'm like illiterate when it comes to hockey, so I'm asking
And I don't
Sam,
know.
who has
I barely know anything.
like a minimal amount of knowledge. So this is interesting.
Scoot over to that chair.
Who, me?
Move in that chair, yeah. Come over here. You have to talk.
No.
Yes.
No.
Who's this?
You have to talk. Come
No,
talk.
I don't want to.
Give us your input.
No.
But then the Mighty Ducks play,
Okay,
and they're a real team.
this is the
They're not a movie.
This is the part where the podcast gets awesome because my girlfriend is coming on with us and she is the biggest hockey nut ever.
So you can say
Ever.
that the Mighty Ducks are not a fake. They're not a movie.
I want
they're
to
a
bring
real
this to you.
team.
I
didn't know that
up.
until like a few weeks ago.
I have to give a disclaimer to the audience because it fooled me genuinely. I thought the Mighty Ducks were cartoon ducks that played hockey.
You never saw the real movie?
I did like a month ago, but I was like, we started the movie. I was like, this is
That shit's been out since the 80s.
When did the Ducks come out in '93? When did the Ducks come out?
Oh, shit.
Because the only thing I remember,
Didn't know you looked the
even,
IDM page
even
up.
on the jerseys, not bad. Even on the jerseys is a picture.
Well, they're not even called Mighty Ducks anymore, right?
No.
They're just called Ducks.
The jerseys used to be pictures of the cartoon ducks.
Who the hell's the marketing person for the Anaheim Ducks?
Their jerseys are
Because they
ugly too.
fucking suck if they change the name from the Mighty Ducks to just the Ducks. That's really stupid. Who would do that?
All right,
That's very bad marketing.
I'm putting you on the spot.
No.
Yes. So okay, so it's the Ducks and the Predators from Nashville.
Oh, Nashville has a hockey team?
Yeah, they're pretty.
I remember my ex was talking about that one time. So I
Nashville's
recall.
legit.
They're very good.
The
They
city
could
and the
win.
team. Yeah. Okay. So Nashville and
They got a
Anaheim.
goalie that's standing on their head, right? I know that term. Standing on their head. That means they're on fire. That means
He's
they're hot.
been very good.
That's a
for long
term?
time.
He's
Is that a
hot.
hockey term or
Goalie
just
on
a
their
term?
goalie on their head, standing on their head. That's a term.
Okay.
I've heard that on ESPN.
And then it's the
Go ahead.
Ottawa Senators versus the Penguins.
So I'm assuming Ottawa's a Canadian team.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they're good just because they're from Canada.
And they're
because-
playing the Penguins?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, the Canadians are always good because that's their sport. They came up with
but it doesn't mean they have Canadians on the team. The Senators aren't that good.
interesting.
The Canadians are better.
See,
than
I thought
the team.
I thought NHL Canadian teams could only sign Canadian players.
No.
I thought they were like ineligible to get Americans.
You think
to play.
Toronto
Are you
only has
serious?
Canadians? You think the
Yeah.
Raptors only have Canadians?
Well, that's basketball. You're changing sports.
God,
here.
this
you're
is-
you're changing
okay.
sports here.
That's probably
Nobody in Canada plays
Was that
basketball.
a joke?
okay.
Or was
Go
that a
f-
serious?
Okay,
that's
besides-
for you, that's for you to decide.
besides Gulf War 3, that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say.
Golf War 3.
Gulf War 3.
That's a real thing.
Gulf War 3.
Yeah.
You said that you were talking. There was one night I saw it on Time Hop because it was 2 years ago.
Barack Obama started Golf War 3.
You were going to talk about World War 3, but you said Gulf War 3.
Same thing.
I was like, was there a Gulf War 2?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Golf War 2 was W. Iraq. That was
That
Gulf
was
War 2.
Gulf War 1?
Golf War 1 was George W. Sr. did Golf War 1.
We're talking about hockey, okay?
And no, Gulf War 1 was like when Reagan, like Iran Contra and all that. That was Gulf War 1. Gulf War 2 was George W.
Gulf War
Sr.
3 and Iraq Contra?
was George W. Sr. Bush. And then George W. Jr. Bush was
What
Gulf
are you
War 3.
saying?
George W. Jr. Bush.
You got W and HW.
Who's HW?
Senior.
That's George W. Sr.
What are you talking about, dude?
What were we talking about? Hockey?
With hockey, it's the same thing as basketball. The Cavs are going to win. The Penguins are going to win. That's
No.
it. That's it.
I disagree.
You disagree because you don't want it to happen.
I disagree because I think the Predators can beat them.
The Predators have to beat Anaheim first.
So why could the
Predators could beat Anaheim.
They're down 2-1, right?
Well, if the Mighty
think it's
Ducks
tied 2-2.
really get
All right.
pumped.
I don't know if they play tonight or not.
So what's like the deal with that? So Nashville was like not supposed to be good, right? They just kind of like
No,
snuck.
they're pretty good.
They were good all year. Okay then.
They've been solid. It's
Okay. So what about the Ducks? Like what's their deal?
tied 2-2.
Ducks have been in the playoffs a lot.
So okay,
Yeah.
so they're just like the team that's always there, but
They
they
just
never
have
got the
They're not
ugly
always
jerseys.
there,
Oh, okay.
but they have good talent. They have a couple players that are really good.
But it's all about Sidney Crosby. He's the
No.
dude. He's
See,
the
that's
god.
the thing. That's the thing. Like when it comes
He's
to
the LeBron James. of
when
the
it comes to
NHL.
postseason, Crosby is worse than LeBron.
He's Tom Brady.
He has more haters than LeBron and Brady combined, but he's got the sauce.
Well, he doesn't because there's not as many hockey fans as many basketball and football fans combined. So, but I understand what you're trying to say.
I don't think that's true.
That's what the hell.
I think it's.
You think there's more hockey fans than football or basketball fans combined?
I don't think that there's more. I don't think you can say combined.
Well, that's what I said. So
yeah, no, I don't
you're
think
disagreeing with what I said.
I think we live in a tough area, and hockey's just not as accessible or glamorized.
Well, it's because it's not on ESPN. That's the problem.
Yeah, because they're smart. They're smart.
No, that's because they're dumb. That's the whole point with the NHL is like it's not popular because they're stupid.
Dude, if
they're so retarded that they had they missed a year of the lockout.
If Roger Goodell was
that's how retarded they are.
If Roger Goodell was smart, he would start his own network.
NHL is more retarded than NASCAR. That's saying a lot.
It's not. It's not.
I'm not talking about the sport. I'm talking about the people that run it. Because the people that run it let it. Yeah, the broadcasting because it's not on any TV.
It is on TV.
It's not on. No, it's
NBC.
not. It's not. That doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
NBC Sports.
Yeah.
What channel is that on DirecTV? Do you know?
I don't know
exactly
because I don't have DirecTV.
Yeah,
220. She had DirecTV. I haven't had cable
if it's
in a
not
long
on
time.
ESPN
or satellite.
If it's not on ESPN, it doesn't matter.
That's not true.
Honestly, it doesn't.
It's not true. So you would only watch highlight games of every sport, like.
I'm saying if it's on ESPN, it has more more marketability and it's going to reach more people.
That's the thing with hockey compared to other sports. They have more fans who are actually involved with the whole league, not just one team. There's from what I've seen, there's not very many fans who are just like, oh, I'm just a Hurricanes fan. I don't care about anything else. When it comes to football and basketball, that's where their main crowd is.
What, just people, like team?
The people who don't care about anything but their team, no matter what.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I feel like it's just like I think it's an exposure thing. The NHL just needs more exposure and more just like mainstream. Like
they do.
It's not quite there yet. It's not on the level. Like it's not. You don't get that much exposure like you do with football, basketball, baseball.
Well, the problem is
you're constantly just like getting inundated with those highlights, those talking points.
It depends on what you watch.
Well, yeah, but most people watch ESPN.
Even on ESPN, you got hockey highlights though.
Kind of, but not.
But
that's like it sneaks in there in between the football and basketball segment.
What the NHL needs is LeBron James.
Like that everybody hates.
The biggest people from like an outsider point, the biggest people in the NHL are Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin.
Well, also
everybody hates Sidney Crosby, so what's the point in watching somebody you don't like? And the Caps never do anything amazing, so what's the point in watching that? It's very localized, and there's a lot of people who like
Connor
it.
McDavid.
See, I've never heard that name before.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, let's talk hockey.
There's a dude that plays for New York whose last name is Nash. He doesn't look like Steve Nash, but he's cool.
But, I mean, that's the thing. Like, hockey doesn't have the exposure. It doesn't have, like, the household... Like, it's just not the thing
that
to just, like, bring up with people.
Their broadcasting and licensing and everything like that.
That's the fuck what I'm saying right here.
ESPN's not going to make a difference?
Yes, it would.
No, it wouldn't.
If ESPN had, like, Tuesday night soccer... Or, Tuesday night hockey... It would, like, make a whole... Like, if they had, like, one national game a week...
Pretty sure it's Monday night, right?
They show...
Whatever you want to call it.
All, like, the international tournaments on ESPN. They just don't show NHL
games. There's World Tournaments going on right now.
World Juniors, international hockey.
But then nobody cares about that. That's ESPN, like...
And
that's ESPN Deportes
See,
material.
if your point was correct, the international tournaments for hockey are, like, all-star games for the NBA.
But nobody knows that, except, like, hockey nerds. Like, the commoner doesn't care.
How is it not true?
Know.
When every team that gets eliminated from the playoff, like, most of their team goes to play for their team.
Yeah, well, that's stupid. But it's a lot of college kids and people that don't play in the NHL play for their national teams.
Well, you said there was one... What was the tournament where they had... There were two separate teams for the United States. One was, like, U18 and one was, like, the actual people who
See, you're
were
talking
professional.
about hockey jargon right now that the commoner doesn't know.
U18? That means under 18.
But still, it's
like
the
with
commoner.
Soccer or any sport ever.
You got to ease people into hockey. You got to ease them into it. You got to, like, just a little bit at a time. Little dose. You can't go full out hockey nerd.
He's got it creamed, dude. He gets to be a Tampa Bay fan.
I mean, that's the one time I was...
fan.
The one time I was interested in hockey is when the Lightning won the Stanley Cup. What was it,
2004?
4, yeah. That's when I was interested in hockey. I've been to several Lightning games, and it's awesome. Like, the atmosphere of hockey is awesome. Games are fun. It's awesome, but, like, it just needs the exposure that the NBA and NFL and MLB get. People say that people say that about soccer too. They say the same thing, but soccer sucks.
Soccer's boring.
Soccer's stupid.
It's long and
Hockey's
unexciting.
not stupid. Hockey's exciting and it's entertaining.
And I think this year's been kind of pivotal because the NBA playoffs have been so boring that people are watching the NHL.
That's true. Yeah, people are like,
even commentators. Didn't Stephen A say he didn't care? He was watching the NHL playoffs.
I don't know.
Or who was it?
I don't keep up with
like commentators on ESPN are saying that like
there's like talk show. Bayless shit.
They're like it's boring. There's no point.
Yeah, well, I mean hockey. Yeah, I mean the hockey. The even the storyline with the Caps and the Penguins.
The second round second round of the NHL, the Senators were playing the Rangers. They had 2 games going to overtime. One of them went into double overtime. And did it go to 6 games or 7 games? I think it was 6 games. 6 games before they just... I was like, that's more interesting than the finals could ever be.
And there's several overtime games. Like, hockey is...
No, it was 7.
7?
There's been several overtime games in the playoffs. Like, hockey is super interesting.
It is.
Like, people, I don't know. I feel like people give the same argument for hockey and soccer. Like, oh, they just need the exposure that the other sports get.
Soccer is just a cultural thing, though.
Yeah.
We're too far away to understand soccer.
Yeah.
Hockey is like, it's super
hockey
accessible.
literally all it needs is the exposure, and it would be as big as the NBA.
And it sucks because
But also, see, the personalities in hockey aren't there. Like, I mean, basketball is a little bit different, like the NBA.
It's a show for sure.
I hope it doesn't get like that. I don't want it to.
But
get
like when it gets away from the sport and more to the personality of athletes.
It goes to what I was saying, where they don't have a dude that's like the king when he gets on. He's the dude.
Yeah.
Unless it's Crosby or Ovechkin.
Yeah, but Crosby's not that guy. Like, he's not Gretzky.
No.
Gretzky. Like, when you think, who's the dude in hockey? You still say Gretzky, and I never watched the dude play. I just know that's the dude.
Gretzky to hockey.
Hashtag 100%
is
of the shots you missed.
Is double anything Michael Jordan would ever be to basketball.
That's
double.
Okay.
Double. At least.
Because there's not a Kobe or a LeBron in hockey. There's not that dude.
That's Crosby.
That level.
That's Crosby.
There's other
Crosby's
great
Kobe.
hockey players.
Crosby's.
I don't know. Maybe.
Crosby's Kobe.
How many rings does Crosby have? Or cups? How many cups?
What is it? 3,
2,
4?
3.
That's it.
2. 3.
That's it.
2009, 2000 last
That's
year.
Nothing.
What was last year?
16.
That's shit.
Yeah, 2016
3 cups?
and 2009. And did they win in like 20? No, I think it might just be 2.
Didn't they win
2?
last year?
Yeah, they won last year.
That's not shit. That's nothing. 3 cups?
I think it might just be 2.
LeBron already has 3.
There's also a lot more competition in the NHL, like we were saying.
We were?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't.
Like we're talking about the playoffs.
Just Google Penguins Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, get what I'm trying to say though. Like, it's just like you're a hockey nerd or you're a new league hockey nerd, and like you get it. But like most people don't get it on that level. Most people watching it don't get it on that level. Like they don't understand the nuance.
Crosby has 2 cups, and he's the Kobe of hockey.
Right, but that's only 2 cups.
How many people have 5 or 6 championships in hockey?
In hockey?
Not that many people.
Not that many people have 2.
Not that many people get 2.
Yeah.
In 10 years.
But I'm just saying, like, that's what the commoner associates greatness with.
I guess.
That's what
But hockey is different.
If I ask you who's greater, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, you say Tom Brady because of the rings.
Maybe.
If you're a commoner, which you are, for football.
I'm not as much of a commoner going to football as I am hockey.
Well,
I don't know.
You don't know shit about football, so if you're talking hockey.
You're saying that because I don't like football.
No, you don't like football. You don't know anything about it, so there's a double thing.
But also, football is even more of a team sport than hockey. There's too many people on the field for one person to be the superstar every single week.
That's the rules of the game.
I know. I'm just saying you rely on too many people, and the quarterback is the only person who could ever be the star.
Yeah, who could be the star in hockey? The goalie or the puck shooter?
Forwards?
Yeah, sure. What the wings?
There is, yeah.
Yeah, the right wing, left wing.
2 of them.
There's 2. So there's 2 right wings and 2 left wings, or just a right and left wing?
I remember I used to be a wing in basketball.
How many people...
Remember when they used to be called a wing in basketball?
Yeah, that's like some triangle offense shit.
Yeah, dude.
So how many people are on a hockey field?
On the ice.
There's 3 forwards, right wing, left wing, center, 2 defensemen, and the goalie.
Technically, it's 5.
So 7.
5 or 6 a team.
It's 6.
It's 6 a team, but it should be 5. The goalie doesn't count as a person.
He
does
5.
though. He's still out there.
And then there's lines. Like your forwards go in lines.
Yeah, they don't. They
First
play
line,
quick
second
shifts.
line, third line, fourth line.
There's a lot more
3
substitutions.
go together.
You get 1 timeout a game.
And 1 in overtime.
And 1 in overtime.
You've lost me. Just let's talk basketball, football. That's like when I talk about like the offensive line, like they make good holes for their running backs and like stuff like that. You don't get it. Like the receiver ran a good route. Like
no, I understand that. You're acting like you don't talk. You don't talk like that to me because you don't talk about football.
Yeah, because I know I can't.
Because like when we watch football, we watch like a couple games. Well, I watched the Bucks game.
Yeah,
Bucks Raiders, where they
the
Raiders set a huge a huge record for the most penalties in one game.
Yeah,
It was
and
like
they still
26,
won.
and they won. They won.
It was like an NFL record for most penalties in one game and still won. And we lost in overtime after like 2 missed field goals by the Raiders. We still didn't have like the Jameis Winston.
You could have won in regulation.
We could have won in regulation and overtime. We had a chance of both and still couldn't win.
You just missed.
And it cost us the playoffs because we needed one more win to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
God, I hate the Bucs. They piss me off. Bucs are gonna have a good season. I'm calling
Dude,
it now. Bucs are gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Forget about the Bucks. Just watch the Lightning play, dude. That's way more interesting.
But Mari St. Louis retired, so I don't know who.
my
I don't know who plays for the hockey anymore.
Also, I have something to bring up.
Steven
See, I'm obviously not a huge hockey fan.
I'm a St.
But
Louis guy.
there was a kid. There's a kid that plays for the Islanders,
There's a kid.
and they were getting mad
How
because he
fucking
had
old are
Martin
you?
St. Louis' number, but he played for the Islanders.
Doesn't matter because he's a
What are you
Lightning for
talking
life.
about?
That was this past season.
So they're getting mad because he was like taking an Islanders number,
No.
like saying, "Oh, Mari St. Louis is an Islander."
No, he doesn't.
He's not an Islander. He's
No,
he's
that's
a
what I'm
Lightning.
saying. There was a dude. I don't remember what his name is, but he had Martin St. Louis' old number, and he played for the Islanders. And people were saying how disrespectful. Even your grandpa said it was disrespectful. I was like, he wasn't.
I
With,
have no idea what you were talking about.
it happened.
Who
It
did he retire with?
St. Louis.
I'm not saying he ever played with the Islanders, but I'm saying there's a rookie. On
Oh,
the
so it was like a
Islanders.
league-wide thing. Like nobody should wear that number.
They didn't.
It's
They
not.
never retired his number.
It's not. I don't know what
Who
he's
didn't?
talking about.
Because he played for. I don't know who he played for other than the Lightning.
Look it up.
He played for the Rangers.
He did.
But it didn't matter. He played. He was a Lightning. He was a Lightning
Yeah.
for life. Because
Gretzky played for the Rangers too.
Gretzky played for the Lightning.
But it was like-
Gretzky played for whoever he wanted to.
Was this last year?
This was this year.
Like, okay, New York Islanders roster.
He just retired. He retired this year, right? No.
No,
He retired
dude,
last
he's
year.
old as hell.
Probably
retired
2 or
2
3
years ago.
2 or 3.
But somebody retired his jersey this year and like put him in the Hall of Fame or something like that. I saw something like that because I was like, dude, shout out to Mari St. Louis. He brought a cup to Tampa. And then like the
There's
year after,
not even a number 26 on the.
and then like the year after the Lightning won, they went to lockout and like
Then it
that was
wasn't
the
him.
end of the NHL.
I don't know
It was
what you're
somebody.
talking
It was
about.
some other name, but there was a rookie this year
Jesus, I can't. Tell
that was
more
using
hockey.
somebody's number on the Islanders, and everybody was throwing a fit about it. But the dude never played for the Islanders.
On the Islanders.
All right, this is the most hockey I've ever talked in my life. I've
But even
burned
still,
out.
like you think Gretzky's number is retired. I don't know. I don't know
What's
if it's
his number?
officially retired.
Yes.
99. It's officially retired
No
from
one in the
every
NHL
team.
will ever wear.
Is it
number 99.
officially retired?
Yes.
that's like
Like Jackie
Yes.
Robinson?
that's
It
like
is the
Dale.
only
That's like
one.
Dale Earnhardt,
There
number
is
3.
one.
Yeah, there might be
forever.
there might be somebody. They probably retired it from Chicago forever, obviously.
Gretzky
But
played for Chicago.
no, I'm talking about Jordan. But they didn't retire Jordan's number for the whole league.
No, they did it for Dale Earnhardt
Same,
in
I have
NASCAR,
no
number
idea what
3.
you're talking about.
Until like recently, like Richard Childress's grandson brought number 3 back, which everybody's kind of like weird about. Like, should we bring number 3 back? Like, it's kind of weird. It's not. It's
Why
not
would you?
Earnhardt.
It's
It's kind of disrespectful.
a
Like,
different situation because
like
he
Dale
died in the
Jr.
car.
Except like Dale Jr. had like the opportunity to like they asked him every year, "Do you want to race number 3?" He's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah,
And like he never wanted to, so then they gave it to somebody else. And they
he's the only person that could ever.
Yeah,
beat him.
he did run it though in a nationwide race, which is
remember
like
that.
the D League of NASCAR. He ran that at Daytona and won the race. He won the motherfucking race. I saw that car at the Hall of Fame in Charlotte too. I saw that car.
Yo,
It was
speaking
awesome.
of D
It
leagues,
was the most amazing thing of seeing ever. That car.
speaking of D leagues and stuff that doesn't matter,
Tim Tebow.
there was a WNBA game on last night.
Oh God.
Dude, they shut down. They only show the lower level, and it's not even half full.
They're so brave and courageous though.
How like
Stunning.
I was thinking, how is it not more marketable though? How has nobody come in and pushed that in today's culture? Like, we need
Yeah.
to support.
How's it not full of like liberal hippies with
And
like
then I was
skinny
like-
jeans on and like designer frames?
And then I was thinking,
watching it, baby.
how many women play basketball in college and have the choice to play professionally or follow their career and just think, I'd rather just use my degree and be like a scientist than play professional basketball.
That's true. Well,
There's
that's kind
gotta-
of sexist.
There's got to be women who think that. Not
So you think
it's not sexist
Are you
at
saying
all.
that women only belong in like the medical field and like science?
Okay, they could
That's
be.
kind of sexist.
They could be.
You're kind of limiting women's like
They
ability.
could
right
be
there.
anything. But I'm saying, how many women make it on scholarship and play basketball, and when they graduate, they have the opportunity to play professionally?
Like there's not many
or
like
be a
women one
professional?
and done like in then like women's basketball. There's not like the one and done.
Well,
like,
I don't know
culture.
if there are, but I'm just saying, how
Seriously doubt it.
how more likely is it for a woman to play collegiate sports and then see the professional market and be like, I have a better future if I use my
Oh,
degree.
it's a lot less lucrative. Yeah, absolutely.
Or it's like, it's just not fun. They're like, I don't want to be a professional athlete.
I would think the same people that like go and protest like anti-Trump and wear like the pussy hats at like the like DC rallies. I think those would be the same people buying WNBA tickets.
They should be. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm saying. Yeah, they're like they're not real activists.
I know. I'm not saying that they're not real activists. I'm saying that it's an untapped market.
So if you were if you were really a true activist and like really wanted to push women's rights, you would be buying season tickets to the Phoenix Sun or what the Phoenix something.
Seattle has a team. There are 3 teams in Texas. Those are like progressive. LA has a team. How are they not selling out games?
Right.
At least once a year when they play each other.
Yeah.
How is that not huge?
Yeah, just like a liberal like mecca, like just like women's rights. I mean, feminism just on display.
Talk about like the wage gap. The women's athletes don't get paid they don't get $1 billion Nike contracts.
True, pretty much.
Because nobody supports them.
Yeah,
when it comes to something like that,
Moore
there's
doesn't
no
have a
support.
shoe deal.
No.
Yeah, Maya Moore is like wearing like and one.
That's who was playing last night. By the way, when she plays with Minnesota, they're sponsored by the Mayo Clinic because it was started there.
Oh,
it's kind of interesting. Katie pointed it out.
Did you see that Twitter link I left you in? That Goodyear tires is going to sponsor the Cavs next year.
Did you see LeBron wearing a Goodyear Kyrie jersey today?
It's basically NASCAR. No, I didn't see that.
And I was thinking like, oh, they'd have a logo. No, the jersey says Goodyear #2 on the back, #2 Irving, and a Goodyear logo up top.
It's just gonna be like a NASCAR racing jacket, just like with the little patches everywhere.
Yeah.
And that one's especially NASCAR because it's Goodyear, like the tires.
But then I was thinking, like, do they even have? Are they going to be the Cavaliers anymore? Because
somebody just said like the Goodyear Cavs.
Because somebody said Goodyear wing feet or whatever. He's wearing a Goodyear wingfoot jersey.
So yeah, they're gonna be like the Cleveland wing feet.
You think women's basketball is bad? Amanda Kessel is the highest women's hockey player, like the highest paid women's hockey player. Guess how much she makes per season?
$120,000.
You're $100,000 off.
20,000.
She makes $26,000.
Does she play in the
season.
States?
Yeah.
There's a professional
she
women's.
might play for Canada. I don't know.
There's a professional women's hockey because I'm gonna blow your mind.
As soon as she starts talking, I knew she's gonna
prepare for this. You both need to prepare your minds for what I'm about to tell you because it's going to befuddle you. In the United States, there is a professional women's softball league.
That's believable. This is 2017.
No, it should be like that. But I have never heard about it.
How ignorant are you? You're very not progressive.
I mean, no, I'm saying I learned that there was a professional softball league.
That's kind of wild.
3 years ago or something like that.
So,
and since then, I've heard nothing about it.
There's like professional women's bowling.
Because before that, it was like you play softball in college.
Yeah.
Then you might play in the Olympics. Now softball is not in the Olympics.
Well, I mean, who's gonna like the people bringing the heat with the underhand throw? Like they gotta go somewhere.
And softball
they've dedicated their life to a pointless like trade of like throwing underhand.
Softball's kind of intense. Like it's cool if you're into baseball, you can watch a softball game and be like, I can see this.
Women's softball, a women's professional softball game.
I don't know. I've never been because I think the closest team is in South Carolina.
Dude, I saw a semi-professional soccer game this week.
No, they're professional.
Really?
MLS.
The Railhawks?
MLS.
Not the Railhawks.
Yes, they are.
So explain that to me because like I was at that game trying to understand what like they're not called Railhawks anymore. They're called like North Carolina Football Club.
Carolina FC.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? Is this like AAA for like soccer? Or something?
Last time I checked, the Railhawks were MLS
because that stadium was like smaller than a high school football stadium,
and they will never fill it.
No, it was like me and 4 other people and like a bunch of like shithead kids that were like yelling the whole time.
Yeah, but it's
pretty unbearable.
They're professional.
I want to get beer so bad. I was like with a church group though. I'm like, I need a beer to get through this. Like this is terrible. Like there's just like kids screaming.
Soccer is brutal, man.
It was terrible. Like and it was just like a bunch of little kids that like played little league soccer and they just like clearly you could see like, oh, the team decided to get together for a night out with the team to watch real soccer, like men play soccer. And it was just like a bunch of little kids running around. I'm like, oh, God, this is miserable. This isn't even like a real sporting event.
Cavs are up by 40 in the first half.
By 40?
40.
That's a sweep.
It's a joke. Dude.
And those games were in Boston, too. Everybody was talking about, like, oh, man, the Cavs gave up the 1 seed to Boston. They just, like, forfeited. It's like, do the Cavs care? No. Clearly not. They're up by 40 in Boston.
The Wizards should have made it through, but whatever.
No, because they suck. Yeah.
I mean, they're just as good as the Celtics.
They choked to Isaiah Thomas.
In Game 6?
In 7.
Oh, it went to 7.
It went to 7.
No, they forced a Game 7.
Yeah. Oh, okay. They forced a Game 7 and then choked a Game 7.
It went to 7 games.
You can't say you forced a Game 7 and then choke Game 7. That doesn't work like that.
I think it does.
No. You can't be like, oh man, they forced Game 7 and then they choked Game 7. It doesn't matter. So what was the point of forcing Game 7? Because I remember the whole thing, like, John Wall was pissed because, like, Boston wore all black in Washington for Game 6.
Yeah.
For, like, a funeral or whatever. And they were, like, pissed about that. Like, nah, we're about to take it to them in Boston. And they got, like, blown out.
They still made a Game 7 happen, though.
But again, it still doesn't matter because they have to play the Cavs. So
it didn't matter.
Either way, it's going to be a sweep for the Cavs. So
whatever.
That's the NBA playoffs. That's stuck in the NBA. It doesn't matter till the finals, maybe, hopefully.
So I'm saying the Cavaliers are going to lose 3 games the whole tournament, the whole playoffs.
So all just to the Warriors?
Just to the Warriors.
Yeah, because there's no way they're losing the game to the Celtics at this point.
No.
I think the Warriors... Dang, I don't know, man. The Cavs have been playing freaking lights out, though, this playoffs. The Spurs have been... Or the Warriors have been, too, but the one chink they showed was that Game 1 against the Spurs was, like, the only... But clearly the Spurs, even without Kawhi, are a much better team than anybody that Cleveland's played. I'm going to go with... Damn it. I'm going to go with
even
Cavs and 7. Cavs and 7. I'm changing my pick.
Even in the first game...
I picked the Warriors all year.
I think Kyrie outscored LeBron by like 15 or 20.
It doesn't... Yeah.
So, like, even if they got LeBron out of the game, it's still going to be close.
LeBron's passing ability and defense, like...
He's too good.
I'm changing my pick, man. LeBron's just been playing too good.
I'm saying
Cavs and 7. Cavs and 7. I was Warriors at 7 now.
It will at least go to 6 or 7 games because of
7
because of the NBA. But
yeah.
I think no matter what, the Cavs would beat the Spurs every day of the week. If it was straight up, if it was like if they would let the Warriors get swept in the finals, I think the Cavs might lose 1 game to them.
Yeah. You mean the WWE BA?
Yeah, the WWE BA.
Yeah, the Worldwide
that's the thing,
Entertainment and Basketball Association.
The producers and the people who write the scripts for every game.
David Stern, producer.
When they're writing the scripts, they know how great it's going to be if it goes to 6 or 7 games. But they also are looking at this.
I don't know. They effed up the year. They put the Orlando Magic in the finals with Dwight Howard. That was not a good year. They fucked up there.
See, I think they don't care until the finals.
But also, it was just kind of like, hey, Kobe wins, so it doesn't really matter. The ending's good.
Yeah. There was like a...
Because, it should have been, if I was writing that script, it would have been LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Or, even better, the Boston Celtics playing the LA Lakers in the finals.
Yeah.
But it was Orlando Magic, which is kind of weird, because who the hell cares about Orlando? Except me. I'm going to...
Except people in
Let me go on a record.
Florida.
I'm switching my bandwagonism from the New York Knicks to the Orlando Magic, which I was formerly a bandwagon fan of. I joined the bandwagon the year they went to the finals with Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Hopped off when Dwight Howard left, joined the Knicks.
Yeah.
Hopped back on to Orlando because I went to see an Orlando Magic game live in Orlando. Only the first NBA game I've ever been to.
Yeah.
So now I'm a fan, and I bought a jersey. I bought a Tracy McGrady Orlando Magic jersey.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan now. And Melo's gone in New York. I don't know where Melo's going to end up. It might be sad to see where Melo... If Melo ends at Cleveland, he can go F himself.
Yeah.
Anywhere else I'll be happy with. I don't want him playing in
I don't know if
Cleveland.
he'd go to Cleveland now.
No, probably not. Cleveland doesn't want him now.
After they turned that
yeah, they already
down.
turned down. They're fine. They don't need him.
Yeah.
He's going to go play in OKC.
I could see it.
Yeah. All right. I'm done for tonight. Are you all? Oh, by the way, just to let you know, exercise is a waste of energy. The body has a finite amount of energy, according to Donald Trump. So that's not fake news. If Donald Trump says it, it's not fake.
So basically...
So don't exercise and be a fat ass and eat at McDonald's every day.
And you can put your money down right now and just go ahead and guarantee the Cavaliers are going to win the NBA championship.
And
no matter
Donald
what
Trump's
happens.
going to get impeached.
Donald Trump is going to get impeached.
What's going to happen first? The Cavs win the championship or Donald Trump gets impeached?
Cavs are going to win the championship.
All right.
Penguins are going to win no matter.
Yeah, that's just
that's
just physically impossible for Donald Trump to get impeached before the Cavs win the series. Even if it goes to 7. Even if it goes to 7, Trump still won't get impeached before then. Both are inevitable.
Yeah.
All right, peace out. What's the point?